Right then, off we go to be. So it is a stormy morning here, but hopefully we'll stay all nice and snug doing our yoga practice this morning. So there's been a lot going on recently. Over this weekend, we had a full moon. We not only had a full moon, we had a partial lunar eclipse of that full moon. So if we'd been able to see it, it was a bit cloudy, it would look like something that's taken a bite out the corner of the moon. So we had a full moon, a lunar eclipse. It was Halloween, the clocks went back, and that's just kind of astrologically what's going on. That's not to mention all the stuff that's going on in the world around us, which is unsettling to say the least. So I thought, given all of that kind of change and shift in energies with a full moon and kind of everything that's going on, I think it's quite a lot, we would do a really nice grounding, balancing flow today. Now, a friend of mine who's really into astrology, I'm not, but she really is, she was telling me that each full moon rises in a particular star sign's house. It's equated with a certain star sign. And this full moon is associated with the star sign of Taurus, the bull. And I would have assumed that Taurus was a kind of fiery, strong sign. You know, when you think about bullish anger and taking the bull by the horns, it's all quite forceful. But it's actually quite the reverse. The sign of Taurus is an earth sign. It's said to be a time of comfort and reassurance, which I thought was completely contrary to what that star sign perhaps suggests. So I thought, rather than going with the full moon energy that can send us all a bit crackers, I'd opt for the Taurian energy that was comfort and calming and reassuring. So hopefully that's what we've got in store today. So we're going to start lying down on your mat. So if you want to grab a pillow or a cushion, if you know that makes a little bit more comfortable under the back of the head, particularly if you've got a slightly rounded back or the back of your head is a little bit flatter, because what we really want is the chin to be kind of slightly dropping down towards your chest, not thrusting up towards the ceiling. We want a really nice long neck there. So have a little wiggle, maybe just pick your hips up and adjust your hips ever so slightly. You can keep your feet on the floor, your knees bent, maybe walking them a little wider apart so your knees rest. Or you can stretch the legs out in front of you. You choose whatever feels the most comfortable. I'm going to keep my feet on the floor for a little bit of extra grounding this morning. So wherever you are, just have a little wiggle and a jiggle, a little shuffle into your back body so that you can really feel a sense of broadness across your upper back and a sense of the shoulder blades spreading and releasing. And we get that corresponding opening across your chest as you begin to soften into your back body. Same with the back of the pelvis, around the hips there. Just have a little release, a little wiggle so you feel that the back of the hips, the lower back can begin to release and spread. Take a nice deep breath in this morning, stormy morning. As you breathe out, just bring your awareness to all of those points of contact you have beneath you, with the floor, with the mat, with the earth beneath us. The very middle of the back of your head, resting. The upper back and the shoulder blades releasing. Broadness across the back of the hips, just making sure you're not dipping towards the right side of the body or the left side of the body, so you can feel that nice sense of balance already beginning to settle into place there. Maybe the back of the heels or the soles of the feet. Again, just make sure you're not pressing more firmly into the right foot or the left foot. But again, we're encouraging that sense of balance. Bringing that sense of balance to your breath now, so you feel, without overthinking it, you feel that each inhale and each exhale are roughly the same length. And each breath is the same depth and the same quality. Sometimes we can pay a little bit more heed to the inhale rather than the exhale, or vice versa. Both are important. Inhale to bring in energy and exhale to release. From that lovely point of balance, let's slowly reach the arms back above the head, extending both legs out in front of you, and just take a full body stretch. So maybe stretching into the right side of the body and then stretching into the left side of the body. Finding that sense of space as you reach back through your fingertips. And then we'll take both legs over to the top right-hand corner of your mat. And then move your upper body in the same direction. So you've made a little C shape with your body. And taking hold of your left wrist, just bring that left arm maybe a little more over the top of the head. So you're just accentuating that half moon stretch there. Breathing all the way down into the left side of the body, maybe even crossing your left ankle on top of your right ankle. Just notice if you really rolled all your weight into your right buttock there, and can you gently press down into your left sit bone so you can enjoy that stretch, that space. So you just feel the space between the ribs opening up and the top of the hip. A couple of breaths there. And then slowly releasing, coming back through the center and taking both feet over to the top left-hand corner. And again, just scooching your upper body in the same direction. So this time we take hold of your right wrist and gently pull it over the top of the head, pressing down into your right sit bone. So again, we're not rolling onto the left side of the body. Maybe even crossing right leg on top of left leg this time. Again, a couple of nice deep breaths there. You might notice that one side of the body feels a little tighter, a little stiffer than the other. That's it. And then coming all the way back through the middle, taking one more breath into that full body stretch, maybe pointing the toes. And then as you exhale, lowering the arms down by the side of you and walking your feet in towards your bottom. So we've got the knees bent, the feet about hip width apart, ready for our little bridge. So as you press into your feet, as you inhale, let's start to lift the hips up, coming up as high as feels comfortable this morning. And exhale, roll your way down through the spine. And just continuing now with your breath. So the energy of the full moon is associated with water. So really see if you can get that fluidity of movement, inhaling to lift and exhaling, smoothly rolling down. Now, if you want to add, taking the arms above your head as you reach the hips up towards the sky, getting that stretch through the side of the body, and then lower the arms as you lower your hips. Feel free to join me. If you just want to move your hips this morning, that's fine. So whatever feels good, either the hips and the arms, lifting. And then lowering all the way down. Let's do that twice more. So rolling up, really getting that sense of rolling through each little part of your spine, getting into any sticky bits there. Let's do just one more if you're breathing at the same rate as me, knowing that you might be moving faster or slower. So the next time you lower your hips down towards the floor, let's rest there. And then interlacing the hands. And push the palms up towards the ceiling. So you've got your arms just above your chest there. And really push your palms up. So really feel that the shoulder blades maybe even lift off the floor. And then releasing the arms, take them out to the side. And then bring them all the way back down by the side of the body. So it's like you're drawing a big circle with the arms. So pushing the palms up, interlace your hands. Take an inhale as you reach. And exhale, release. Take them out to the side. And swoop them all the way back down. Twice more. So pushing up as you reach, and then out to the side, big stretch, and then bringing them down by the hips. Lovely, one more time. Inhale to reach up, and exhale to slowly lower down. Lovely, let's bring those arms out level with your shoulders. Just have a little wiggle into your shoulder blades as you walk your feet a little bit wider apart now, bringing your heels in, your toes out. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, dropping both knees over to the right side. Inhaling through the middle. And exhaling over to the other side. And just continuing now to move your legs like windscreen wipers. And maybe even starting to turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. You might be rolling across your heels, maybe pushing your hips in the same direction as your knees to deepen that twist if that feels good. Moving at your pace with your breath. Next time your knees are over to the right side, we'll just let them rest there. Popping a little flex in your feet, you can bring your feet a little closer if your knees feel uncomfortable there. So as you drop your knees over to the right, reaching out through the fingertips to broaden the chest, you can pick up your right foot and place it just on top of your left knee if that feels good, to deepen that sense of twist. Trying to relax both knees down towards the floor. If you don't want to cross your ankle over your knee, you can keep both feet on the floor, that's no problem. Lovely. You're going to keep that ankle resting on your knee as you bring the legs back up to center and just snuggle that left heel in towards your bottom. Coming into reclined pigeon, so right hand presses your right knee away from you. Knowing that you can stay here, just shifting the weight from buttock to buttock. Or threading your hands between your legs, you can hold on around the back of that left thigh. Head and shoulders rest on the floor. So you just come into that nice stretch for the hips this morning. And maybe again, you roll from side to side. If you want to continue moving, maybe you choose to linger in stillness. And if you want more, you can always bring your hands around the front of that left shin, holding just below the knee. That might be a little bit too much too soon if you're still warming up this morning. And wherever we are, let's release that left foot to the floor, holding on around the back of that right leg. Let's take it up towards the ceiling into a hamstring stretch, circling off through the foot, maybe pointing and flexing the foot, just bringing some nice movement into the ankle there. As it gets a little colder, really important to keep these joints moving. And now coming to stillness, pushing the heel up towards the sky, softening the shoulders and the face as you open up into the back of the neck. Lovely stretch for the hamstrings. And then we'll bring both feet back down underneath you, hip width apart. As you inhale, lift the hips, reach the arms back into those little shoulder bridge. And exhale to roll down. Lovely. One more like that. A little bit of balance before we do the other side. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to lower down. And this time lift the hips up, reach the arms back. Pause. Maybe come up onto your tiptoes, walking your feet a little closer towards your bottom so you can really elevate those hips. And maybe keep the heels lifted this time as you roll your way down through the spine until your hips touch the floor. Then again, we'll bring the arms out level with your shoulders, walk those feet towards the outside of your mat with your heels in, your toes out. So let's take an inhale. Exhaling over to the left. Inhale through the middle. And over to the right. Inhale through center. And this time as you come over to the left, let's pause in that wide leg twist. Again, a little flex in the ankles, have a little movement through the feet perhaps to bring them a little closer together. And again, this time you might pick up your left ankle and place your left foot so the ankle rests just over the right knee there. So that added weight, just gently bringing that right knee towards the floor. So if it's uncomfortable on your hip or your back, you can keep both feet resting on the floor there. Noticing what you feel in the hip and the back. Before keeping the ankle crossed, we bring the legs back up through the middle and slot your right heel just behind your right sit bone. We bring the left hand to the inside of the knee and we press it away, and maybe you stay there. Or lifting yourself up through the middle, you can hold on around the back of the right thigh, or you can hold on just below the knee in front of the shin there. Lowering the head, lowering the shoulders. Really try and relax your upper body as your lower body gets a nice stretch there. And again, you might move, you might continue that little fluidity rocking from side to side if that feels good. But the choice really is yours. You can always stay still and just breathe into whatever sensations you feel. Lovely. Bringing that right foot down to the floor, ready for that hamstring stretch with the left leg. So holding around the back of the leg, we take the leg up, and again, just little movements into the ankle, pointing and flexing, or little circles there. Maybe circling one way and then the other to find some space. And pushing that heel up towards the ceiling. Feel that lovely opening in the back of the knee. And then bringing the knee in towards your chest. Bring the other knee in to join it. So we've got knees to chest, one hand on each knee. Imagine now you're doing a breaststroke with your legs and start to draw two individual circles with your knees. Doesn't matter which way you're going. Just notice what happens to your lower back as you draw those circles. Maybe a little arching of the back as you push the knees away from you. And then dropping the weight into the lower back as those knees come in, changing direction. So we've got a little bit of rocking going on around the back of the pelvis. I'm on a squeaky floorboard. Hug those knees in towards the chest. One last time. Give them a squeeze. Maybe bring your nose towards your knees, lifting yourself up into a little ball. Before you lower your head, lower your shoulders and make your way up to seated. You can roll your way up. You can roll to one side. I'm going to sit cross-legged, but the choice really is yours. You can always stretch the legs out. Lovely. Let's bring the fingertips just down to the floor. Taking a big breath in, we reach up. And exhaling, hands to heart, chin to chest. Just find some space in the back of the neck. Lovely. Twice more, big breath in. Reaching up as tall as you can, and then exhaling all the way down with the breath. Lovely. One more time. And this time we'll bring the hands down. We're going to take the right leg out. And just bring your left heel in towards your bottom there. Hand on the thigh or the shin. We're going to take that left arm up as you inhale and come over the top as you exhale. Lovely. Keeping moving, coming up halfway. Breath in. And then over the top. Exhale, finding that nice side bend. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. This next time we'll hold in that side bend. Now go ahead and bring the left hand behind your head. Just cradle the head. So you can point the elbow up towards the sky and turn your chest away from you. Just helping, giving a little support in the head there so we can focus on that side bend. Lovely. And then coming slowly up, reaching the arms up, take an inhale. We'll take a twist round to the left. So right hand coming across the body, other hand behind you so you can turn your body towards the left side. Keep stretching out through those right toes, or right heel, I should say. That's it. Now, I'm going to take the arms up to the sky like you're drawing a big rainbow all the way over the top of the head. And bring both hands down on either side of that right thigh or shin, wherever they land. Inhale as you lift your chest. And as you exhale, let yourself just fold down over the leg. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale, you lift up. Just a little lift of the chest before you release down. Exhaling one more time. Inhale, that little wave as you lift your chest. This next time, coming down and holding. So you might have your chest quite high. You might be able to surrender down a little lower. It really does depend on how our hamstrings and our low back feel. Closing the eyes as you find that nice stretch in the back of the leg. Lovely. Slowly rolling up. And then zigzag that right leg. So bringing the shin behind you. Turning the body towards that left knee. And just coming onto your fingertips, you're almost like a little robot with the arms out to the side. Inhale as you lift your chest. And this time as you exhale, we stretch the chest over that left thigh. Inhale, you press into your fingertips, we lift up. And exhale, really reaching yourself over that leg. Lovely. One more time, inhale. This next time, holding in this little variation of pigeon, you can reach the arms in front of you. You can make a little pillow for your forehead there. Just allow your body to, again, melt down over that left side now. Whatever feels nice. Lovely. Walking the hands back. Let's sweep those arms up to the sky one last time. Take an inhale. And right hand onto a right shin. We take the left arm over the top in that little mermaid stretch. So you can turn your chest up towards the ceiling there. Lovely. And then slowly release, finding your way over onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Don't worry, I've not forgotten we've got another leg. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, tilt the tailbone up. And really press into your hands, round the back like an angry cat. Inhale, keep pressing into your hands, chest pulls forwards, feel that grounding beneath your palms. And then exhale to round. And maybe you want to stay here, do one more like this. Or we can start to add a little bit of gentle movement. So as we inhale, we pull the chest forwards. And as you exhale and round the back, move your bottom down towards your heels. Coming into that moving cat-cow. You can come onto your elbows if that feels good. Inhale, coming forwards and up. And exhaling, dropping down. If you're coming onto your forearms, keep them in 2 parallel lines. One more time, inhale. And this next time, as you exhale, bottom to heels, walk those hands forwards, coming up onto the tips of your fingers and thumbs. Finding that child pose, but you're pressing the hands forwards as you hug your bottom back towards your heels, finding that space through the sides of the body. Lovely. Flattening your palms, coming onto all fours, this time with your toes tucked under. As you inhale, lift your chest. This next time as you exhale, maybe coming up into your downward dog. If you want to stay on all fours, feel free. If you're in that downward dog, just start to pedal out your feet. See if you can match the movement with the breath. So as you inhale, you bend one knee, and as you exhale, you swap sides. So it's a really slow, mindful pedaling out through the feet there. That's it. And then coming to stillness, looking forwards. As you inhale, ripple the body forwards to plank. And as you exhale, lower your knees, come down onto your chest. And we're going to bring the hands off the mat. Again, nice and wide up on those fingertips. Elbows are pointing to the ceiling. And as you inhale, press into your fingertips. We lift the chest. Lovely open-hearted cobra. And exhale, stretch it all the way down. Twice more. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, stretching the chest down. Lovely. One more time. Hopefully it gives us more space across our shoulders, keeps our neck nice and long. Beautiful. From there, hands under the shoulders. Let's push back up onto all fours. Now I'm going to cross my ankles and just roll over my ankles to come to seated. But if that's not for you, come back to the middle of the mat. If that's not for you, come back to your comfortable seated position. This time, hands on the knees. And start to circle the body. It's getting into the hips a little bit, so it doesn't matter which direction you're going. Start to draw some circles. You can get a little funky with the movement. You can get the shoulders going. Everyone's watching. Just finding, again, that sense of grounding as we trace around the path at the base of the pelvis there, changing directions. Just moving in big or small circles, whatever feels good. A couple more in this direction. One more time. And then coming to stillness, shoulders on top of hips as you reach the arms up, taking a nice breath in. And hands coming down to hearts. This time we'll take the left leg out. So right heel in towards your groin. You can adjust your sit bones there so you're sitting up nice and tall. Hand on the thigh or the shin. This time right arm comes up. Take an inhale. And we come over the top as you exhale. Coming up halfway, breath in. And over the top, breath out. Lovely. One more time, inhaling. This next time we'll hold that side bend. I'm going to bring the hand behind my head, just cradling my neck. And then from there, just tilting the chest up towards the ceiling. If that's too much, you can always just get rid of your hand, taking the gaze down and wrap the arm behind the head. Let's gently tugging the elbow back. Coming up through the middle, let's release the arms up, take an inhale. This time we take a twist round to the right. So left hand coming onto your thigh or your knee. And just make sure that those left toes are still pointing up towards the ceiling. They tend to roll around a little bit there as we move the upper body. So sitting up nice and tall, leg extended. Okay, ready for that big rainbow with the arms. So coming all the way over the top of the head. Hands frame that left foot, that left leg somewhere. Either side of the thigh or the shin. As you inhale, we lift up. And exhale, fold your way over the leg. Lovely. Twice more, moving with breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Lovely. One more time. So this next time we'll hold that forward fold. So again, maybe you can come down a little closer towards your knee. Maybe you want to keep the chest a little higher today, depending on how the back and the hamstrings feel. Lovely, slowly coming up, taking that zigzag with the left leg. So we tuck the shin behind us, turning the body round to the right, hands on either side of that right knee. And I like to come up onto my fingertips again with the elbows wide, take an inhale, and then stretch the chest forwards and down over the knee. Lovely, inhale to push into your fingertips, we lift up. And exhale to release all the way down. Lovely, one more time, inhale. This next time we'll come into that version of pigeon, so you can maybe stretch the arms out in front, or you can pop them underneath your head. just so you find that nice stretch through the sides of the body. Your left bottom will probably have lifted from the floor there. A little softer than our pigeon pose. That's it, slowly walking our way back up, sweeping those arms up one last time, taking a breath in. As you breathe out, left hand down to your shin. And we take the right arm over the top for that lovely mermaid stretch. So you can turn your chest a little bit more up towards the sky there. Beautiful. From there, we'll find our way round onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Exhale, bottom to heels, coming down onto your elbows, making sure those elbows don't flare out to the sides. Inhale, forwards and up. Rounding back and down as you exhale. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. This time we'll come forwards and up as you inhale, tucking the toes under. Downward facing dog. Again, that slow pedal out through the feet. Inhale to bend one knee. And then exhaling to swap sides. So it's a really slow, mindful pedal there. And then as you look forwards, let's ripple the body forwards to plank as you inhale. Knees down, chest down again. Widening those arms, coming up onto your fingertips. Inhale to lift the chest so the lower body feels nice and grounded. Exhale to lower. Upper body, lovely and buoyant. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale to stretch forwards and down. Lovely. One more time. Inhale to wave some length through the chest. And exhale, coming all the way down. Hands under the shoulders. Up onto all fours. And we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips back into your downward dog. And from your downward dog, start to walk your feet towards your hands, coming to the top of your mat. Bending the knees, maybe catching hold of your elbows so you can sway the body gently side to side, keeping with that fluidity of movement. If you prefer to bring your hands above your knees and keep your head higher than your heart, if you feel giddy, then feel free to do that today. Otherwise, just letting the body hang. And then releasing those elbows, bringing your hands either to the floor or onto your shins or your thighs so you can find your way to that flat back as you inhale. And then exhale to fold. So twice more. Inhale. If you've got your fingertips on the floor, the back will be more or less on a diagonal rather than coming into that L shape. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. Pressing against the legs if that's more comfortable. And releasing. Exhale. Keep those knees soft and the arms dangling now as you roll up to stand. Take your time so your head comes up last. We don't want to get giddy. Lovely. Sweeping the arms up. Take an inhale. And hands coming down to heart. I've lost my arms, so I'll have to describe this one. Take the arms up with your palms forwards. Let's catch hold of that right wrist. Inhale as you reach up. And coming over the top. So you're just pushing the hips over to the side as you find that nice side stretch. Lovely. Inhaling up. And swapping sides as you exhale. Lovely. Inhaling through the center. And hands coming down to heart. Exhale. Lovely. We're going to do some slow, mindful rounds of our kind of a version of sun salute, but bearing in mind, again, we want to feel grounded as opposed to all zhuzhed up. So moving nice and slowly. So starting, inhaling, reaching the arms up. And exhale to fold. Lifting up halfway as you breathe in. This time as you breathe out, let's slide or step that right leg back and bring the knee to the floor. Sweep the arms up, take an inhale. As you exhale, bringing the left arm over the top of the head, right hand reaches towards the floor, little side stretch. Ooh, wibble wobble, inhaling up. And exhaling other side, keeping that front knee nice and stable. Lovely, reaching up, interlacing the hands, and free up your point fingers, your upper arms hug your ears as you reach for the sky. We've got the option to stay there, or start to lift your chest and take the arms a little further back behind you for a baby back bend. Lovely, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, framing that front foot. Keeping with the movement as you inhale, start to move the hips back, maybe lifting the toes. And as you exhale, we shift forwards. So twice more. Inhale to move those hips back. You can always keep the knee bent. And exhale, lovely. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling, bending the knee. We're going to plant the hands, pick up the back knee. We'll meet in a downward dog or all fours. From downward dog, rolling forwards to plank as you inhale. Knees lifted or lowered, your choice. Come down onto your belly. Hugging those elbows behind you as you inhale into your little cobra. You can always take your hands wide and exhale to lower. Come back onto all fours with an in-breath, and we'll meet in a downward dog, or you can stay on. Beautiful. From your downward dog, bending your knees, looking forwards. And as you inhale, step or help your right foot forwards and lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And this time we lower that left arm, right arm comes over the top of the head into that side stretch. Don't worry if you're going the other way. Inhale, because we're going there now, other direction. Exhale, lovely. Inhaling up. And again, interlacing those hands, really pointing up through the index fingers, maybe taking that little arc of the body backwards as you lift your chest. Take one more inhale there. And exhale, release the arms into our hamstring stretch. Inhale to move back, maybe peeling the toes up. And exhale to plant the foot. Lovely, twice more. A little rolling hamstring stretch. And you're going as far as feels comfortable. We'll do one more. Inhaling. And this time we'll bend the knee, plant the foot, pick up your back knee. And as you inhale, step into the top of your mat, into your flat back. And fold over the legs. Exhale. Let's rise on up. Big breath in as you reach up. And hands to heart. Lovely. We're going to do that on the left side. Inhale. And exhale to fold. Lifting up halfway. This time left foot. We're going to slide it back and lower the knee. Sweeping those arms up. Let's take an inhale. Left hand down, right arm over the top. Finding that side stretch. Try to keep the hips nice and straight as we move side to side. Inhale. Other side. Don't worry how far you get towards the floor. Inhale. Again, interlace those hands, point fingers, pointing up, maybe taking that arch back. Really find your core, so follow out through the belly as you inhale. And exhale, release. Lovely. Moving the hips as you inhale. Maybe hamstrings feel a little warmer now. Exhale to release. Lovely. Twice more. Moving with breath. Almost like a little moving meditation now. One more. Beautiful. This time pick up the back knee and step back to your downward dog. On your next inhale, rolling forwards to plank. And exhale to lower, keeping those elbows hugged in. We find our cobra, flattening your toes. Inhale. And exhale, release. Back onto all fours, breath in. We meet in a downward facing dog. Maybe walking your feet in a step or two so you can really lift your hips nice and high. Then from our downward dog, bend your knees, look forwards. Left foot this time, step or help it forwards. And lower the back knee. Here we go, last time, inhaling up. Side bend over to the right. Doesn't matter if you're going the other way, inhaling. We're going to find that balance now as we swap directions. Reaching the arms up, again interlacing the hands, reaching up to the sky, maybe taking that little back bend one last time as you inhale. And exhale, release. Lovely, moving the hips, inhale. And exhale to rock forwards. Lovely, twice more. Lovely stretch for those hamstrings. This next time you've got your front knee bent, we'll pick up the back knee. And as you inhale, stepping to a flat back at the top of your mat. And exhale to fold. You're going to rise on up. And hands to heart, lovely. We're just going to do one more round. Now, little additions if you wish. If you wish to stay with what we've just done, feel free. But if you want to zhuzh things up a bit, there'll be a few options there. So let's take an inhale. Reaching up, coming into your fold and pausing there now in your fold. Options, just maybe bringing the hands around the back of your shins and see if you can draw yourself in a little tighter into that fold. If your shoulders feel okay, maybe interlacing your hands and lifting the arms over the top. So whatever feels good for you, maybe keeping a softness in the knees if the hamstrings feels a little tight today. And slowly releasing those arms, fingertips to floor, shins or thighs. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, right leg slide or step it back. An option to keep the back knee lifted. You're coming into that high lunge, walk your left foot towards your left hand and then rise on up. So this time maybe you've got your back knee lifted. Lovely, let's take an inhale. We're going to side bend over to the right. Inhale through center and exhaling over to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Interlace the hands, free up the point fingers and draw those arms back. Beautiful. Take one more inhale there. And exhale, bringing the hands down. Now, option to keep the back knee lifted. And as you inhale, you're going to straighten the legs, stretching the heel back behind you. And as you exhale, bend the knee, keeping that back knee off the floor if you wish. So inhale, pushing the hips up and back. So sorry. And exhale, bend the knee. Lovely. One more time, inhale. And exhale, beautiful. This time let's step back into our downward facing dog. And as you inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. And as you exhale, slowly come down onto your belly. Option a cobra or maybe an upward facing dog this time. We'll meet in downward dog. Pushing those hips up and back. Let's take that right leg up to the sky, taking an inhale. And exhale, step or help it forwards. Now again, you've got the option for that high lunge. Maybe, again, make sure those feet are hip width apart before you rise on up. Lovely. Last time, take that inhale. And exhale, taking that side bend over to the left. Ooh, wibbly wobbly now. Inhale, reaching up. And over to the other side, trying to keep your balance. Beautiful. Reaching up. Interlacing the hands, finding that little back bend. If you're feeling brave, take your gaze up towards the ceiling. We'll take one more inhale. And exhale, coming all the way down. Remember, you can keep your back knee lifted as you inhale, straightening the legs, coming into our pyramid. And as you exhale, you bend the front knee, but we keep the back knee off the floor. Inhale, pushing the hips up and back. Exhale to bend the knee. Lovely. I'm having a dishwasher problems at the moment. That was the engineer, I think. Let's bend the knee. You're going to step back into your downward facing dog. From your downward dog, walk your feet a little wider apart. I do apologize. Dropping down onto all fours, the realities of yoga at home. Keeping the knees wide, maybe bring the big toes together and take a moment in child pose. Oh, maybe reaching those arms out in front of you, or you can always stack your hands and find that little pillow for your head. Just see if you can find that sense of grounding there across your forehead. It's said to be that part of the brain that helps us to rest and digest. So if your head is floating uncomfortably off the floor, make a little prop for yourself with your hands. Just allow everything to settle, the breath, the body, the mind. And from there, we'll find our way back onto all fours. Come round to face you. We're going to bring our knees and ankles together from all fours. Lovely. From all fours, as you inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, we arch the back. And as you exhale, round the back like an angry cat. Lovely. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now, knowing you can stay there, or we're going to pick up your right knee, cross it over your left knee, fanning your feet out like a little mermaid's tail. See, my feet are nice and wide. And repeating that cat-cow as you inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, round the back like an angry cat. Keep feeling that on the outside of the left hip as we continue. Inhale, pulling forwards. And exhale to round. Lovely. One more time. Oh, that's a good stretch, isn't it? And from there, we're going to take that right leg all the way back behind you. You can bring that left shin so it's parallel on the mat. And that right leg, you're going to cross it over the left foot, pushing the heel away from you as you peep over your left shoulder. Lovely. Now picking up that right foot, we're going to sweep it all the way around to the right. You can keep the toes on the floor or hover them. And then all the way over to the left. So as you inhale, you sweep the legs out to the right. And exhaling over to the left. Trying to keep those hips straight as we do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. This time, bringing that right foot out to the side, roughly level with your right knee. Walk your hands back towards you as we find our way into gate pose. Sweeping the arms up. Let's take an inhale. Coming over that leg as you exhale. Whoa. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, coming over the other direction, maybe reaching toward the floor. Some of you might be able to bring the fingertips to the floor. The heartbeat's coming back up. Inhale. Over the top as you exhale. Lovely. Inhale up. And exhale. Reaching the floor or toward the floor. One more time. Working the side body. Last time. Reaching toward the floor. Coming all the way. Coming all the way back up. Bringing the hands down. You're going to take that right leg all the way back behind you. Planting the toes on the floor and just rolling over the toes there. Lovely. And then tucking the left foot under. We're going to take that right leg all the way up towards the sky in your three-legged dog. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, step it to the outside of your right hand. Outside of your right hand. Give it a hand if it doesn't get there. Take a little wiggle back with that left foot so you can lower the knee and flatten the toes. So hug your right knee against your right upper arm there as we come into a little version of lizard. I'm going to take that right arm up to the sky as you inhale. Put both hands to the inside of that front foot as you exhale. Lovely. So right arm lifts up, a big chest stretch as you inhale. And exhaling, hand comes down. Now maybe you want to stay here, or a little challenge. Inhale, reach the arm up. This time maybe see if you can bring your right elbow down toward the floor. If that's too much, just bring the hand down. One more. Inhale, reaching up. Hand or elbow tapping down. Lovely. Reaching the arm up. This time we'll all bring both hands to the inside of that front knee, front foot. Squeezing your knee against your upper arm. See if you can take your left arm up to the sky this time. A little counter stretch there. Lovely. And then bringing both hands down. Let's make fists. And free up your thumbs so you can push your thumbs down into your mat. Allow that left hip to sink forwards. And you might want to roll your right toes out to the right. Maybe even let the knee roll open there. And you can maybe stay up on your hands. Your chest is nice and high. Some of you might be able to come down onto your forearms. If you've got a pillow or a yoga brick, you can always pop it underneath your elbows there. But staying up on your hands is fine. So this is a tough pose. It's called lizard pose. It's a great one to release the hips, but it is a challenge. So breathing into whatever sensations you can feel in the front of the hip. A couple more breaths there. Lovely. And propping yourself up onto your hands, turn those right toes so they're pointing forwards. Both hands still on the inside of that foot. Let's move the hips back, getting that slightly different hamstring stretch now. Just getting into a different part of the muscle there. And bending that front knee, sliding that knee back underneath you. Coming back onto all fours. You can give your wrist a little shake if you're feeling it there. And this time again, other side, so both feet and knees are together as we inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, coming into our little version of cat-cow. Exhale as you round. One more like that, knowing that you can stay here with your knees and ankles together. Or if you want to have a little play, this time we pick up left knee, tuck it behind your right knee, and again, we fan the feet out like a little fishtail behind you. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, really tilt the pelvis up and back. And then exhale, tucking the pelvis under, see if you can really feel that stretch in the outer thigh. Twice more, inhale. You can do this all with your knees together if this feels a little uncomfortable in the hips. One more time, inhale. And exhale, lovely. And coming to that nice neutral spine so we can just take the left leg behind us, and this time crossing it over the right, pushing the heel away from you and looking over your right shoulder. Lovely, and either with the foot on the floor or you can hover the toes, or take that left leg all the way out to the left, then sweeping it behind you all the way over to the right. It's called a cat's tail. So imagine swishing your tail over to the left. You can hover the foot and then swishing your tail all the way over to the right. Lovely. One more time, trying to keep the hips still. And this next time, bringing your left foot roughly level with your left knee, walking those hands back and rising up into gate pose. It's a challenge to find the space in that one, isn't it? Take an inhale. Exhale, coming over the top. Lovely. Reaching up as you inhale. Reaching towards the floor or maybe to the floor. Using those obliques. Inhale through the center. And over the top. Lovely. Inhaling. And over the top. Let's do that one more time. You might find that one side feels a little more stable than the other. All the way up and over. Beautiful. Last time to come all the way up. And then we'll find our way all the way back down onto the mat, hands under your shoulders. Taking that leg behind you so you can roll over your toes. That's it. And then tucking your right foot under. Let's take that left leg up to the sky in your three-legged dog. Take an inhale. And exhaling, stepping or helping it to the outside of that left hand. So give it a hand if it doesn't quite get to the top of your mat. And we'll lower the back knee and flatten the toes. Lovely. So you're going to squeeze your knee against your upper arm so the toes are facing forwards. Left arm this time, you're going to reach up so you're opening towards your knee. And then both hands come down. Lovely. So we'll stay on the hands to start with. Inhale to reach up, or maybe this is where you stay. And then the hand comes down. So reaching up as you inhale. And this time, maybe you come down onto that left elbow, tucking it just by the foot, if that's not too much on the hip. One more time, inhale. And exhale, hand or elbow coming to the floor. Let's reach up one last time. Sticking with our hands now, we'll bring both hands down. Glue your knee against your upper arm. This time it's the right arm that lifts. Oh, that's a little bit of a balance there, isn't it? And then both hands coming down to the mat, making those fists, freeing up your thumbs so you can press them down into the floor and allow that right hip just to gently rock forwards. Maybe you can turn your left toes out. Maybe you can let the knee roll open a little bit. And some of you might even want to come down onto your forearms, providing that the hips feel okay in that position. It's a deep stretch, so better to have your weight even across your hands and your chest higher and kind of feel a little bit twisted if you try and drop down onto your forearms. Big muscles, big sensations, so just a couple more breaths there. Coming up onto your hands, turning your toes to face forwards. Let's come into that last hamstring stretch. So just feeling it more in the outer hamstrings there as you move your hips back. Lovely, bending the knee, coming onto all fours. Just swing your feet round to one side so you can drop the bottom, drop the hips down and extend both legs out in front of you. Lovely, reaching the arms up, big breath in. And as you breathe out, come down over the legs. We're going to move with the breath. So rolling up as you inhale, reaching up to the ceiling. And taking that fold again as you exhale. Lovely. One more time. Inhale to reach up. This next time as you exhale, finding that fold, maybe bending your knees, holding on around the back of the thighs if your hamstrings feel particularly tight today. Otherwise, just letting the body melt down over the legs there. Easy breaths. Slowly rolling up. Let's bring that right heel in towards you. Keeping the foot on the inside or crossing it over to the outside of the other leg. Left elbow or the hand brings the knee into place. And we take a big circle with that right arm. Turning towards that right knee, sitting up nice and tall as you stretch out through that left heel. Try not to lift your right sit bone off the floor there. Slowly release. Let's swap sides. So left heel coming up, either keeping it there or you can cross it over. Other hand or elbow keeps it in place this time. So this time it's the left arm that draws that big circle behind you. Finding your way into that twist, somewhere where you can feel nice and lifted through the chest. That's it. And slowly, slowly release. Let's just bring both feet to the floor, rounding into that little cuddle as you hug your knees in towards your chest. And then from there, coming down onto your back and bringing both knees with you. So when you get there, maybe have a little rock from side to side, like you want to burrow your back body down into the mat. And then bringing both hands onto your right knee, release that left foot to the floor. And maybe you want to keep the knee bent, or you can extend the leg out in front of you. A lovely release for your low back there as you hug that knee in and kicking out through the opposite heel. And bringing your left hand onto your right knee, let's bring that knee across the body into a gentle twist. Let the other arm reach out level with the shoulder or just let it drop down by the side of you. And slowly, slowly rolling onto your back and swapping sides. So hugging that left knee in. You can either keep the right knee bent or stretch that leg out in front of you. Try and soften into your shoulders. Relax your face there. And then right hand on the left knee, bringing that knee one last time across the body for a little stretch, little twist. Rolling onto your back, bringing both knees back in towards your chest, holding around the back of the thighs, both legs go up towards the ceiling, that final hamstring stretch, pulling the toes towards your face, trying to flatten your low back into the floor there. And then hugging those knees in. And maybe last time, rounding into that little ball, bringing your nose towards your knees. And then lowering the head. Bringing your feet to the floor. Maybe you want to keep your soles of the feet on the floor, taking them nice and wide apart so your knees can rest against each other. Or stretching both legs out in front of you. I'm just going to come up to seated so I can talk to you. So again, taking a moment to feel nice and grounded. Maybe just pick up your head, tuck your chin in ever so slightly. Very tenderly placing the head back down on the floor. So it's the very middle of the back of your head that's resting on the mat. Back of the neck nice and open. Taking a nice deep breath in. Again, as you breathe out, just let the back body begin to just surrender into the support of the floor beneath you. The shoulders drop away from your ears, almost like a beautiful, warm, heavy velvet cloak has been placed around your shoulders, just gently weighting them down. So feel the shoulder blades begin to release and spread. Just feel that corresponding opening across the chest. Relaxing into the back of the hips. Again, just noticing if you're leaning towards the right side or the left side of the body, just seeing if you can even things out, finding that sense of balance. And relaxing the legs in whatever position you've chosen to keep them in. The physical body feeling balanced and grounded. Coming back to your breath. You once more extend that sense of balance to each inhale and exhale. Each breath of a similar length, depth and quality. Inhaling to bring in that fresh energy to see us through the rest of the day, the rest of the week. And exhale to release, to let go. Let's find that sense of groundedness and a sense of calm as you just let go of anything superfluous to need today, anything you don't wish to carry forwards into the rest of the day, the rest of the week. A sense of letting it go with every exhale. Start to deepen and lengthen the breath and think about heading forwards into the rest of your day. Maybe joining me with a little intention to try to carry forwards to the rest of the day, maybe even the rest of the week. With that intention, is to try to find the calm in everything I do. To try to find the calm in everything I do. So sticking with that now as you calmly, quietly begin to bring some movement back into the body, maybe just your fingers, your toes, a little roll across the back of it. You might want to find that full body stretch again, taking the arms back above your head, the legs out in front of you. Before you finally bring those knees back in towards your chest, one final time. And then rolling or turning onto one side, joining me in a comfortable seated position when you're ready. Finding that sense of balance across your sit bones there. Again, that sense of grounding down through your hips. Taking that nice deep breath in, that lightness, that buoyancy through our upper body as you breathe in and reach up. And again, as the hands come to the heart, taking forward with us, trying to find the calm in all that we do for the rest of the day. Namaste. Thank you, team. Thank you. Apologies for my phone.
Thank you.
Thank you.